Tesla's earnings swoon, Ford ups ante with F-150 Lightning price cuts, Fisker India bound, and more. Biggest EV stories of the week.
You have to realize that the stock is incredibly volatile compared to many other stocks. I mean, it turned negative last year. Elon Musk sold shares back in October, November. The stock literally got cut in half. It went down to almost 100. And so now here it is at 256. So
all that and more, so let's get to it. Well, looky here. Looks like Tesla's up over 3% today. That's all well and good, except for the fact that I tried to buy a put at about 258, with the silly expectation that Tesla might fall a bit lower. Well, it didn't take me long to figure out that Tesla was not going to go back down. Not 20 minutes later, I ended up closing that position and ended up a couple $100 lighter. Don't look at me like that. Even the best of us can make mistakes. Don't tell me you haven't rolled over and was like, I had one too many last night. But that trade is behind me. I'll focus on the options contracts that I still have open and hope for Tesla's continued success in the market. Tesla's earnings swoon, Ford ups ante with F-150 Lightning price cuts, Fisker India bound, and more. Biggest EV stories of the week. Here are the key events that happened in the EV space during the week. Tesla's post-earnings sell-off, Cybertruck sightings, and more. Tesla reported better than expected earnings and revenue for the quarter. Its vehicle margin, excluding regulatory credits, even came in better than expected. Investors, however, sent the stock down by about 10% in post-earnings reaction on Thursday. Some market watchers blamed the slump on the poor quality earnings beat that came mainly from Tesla's other source of income and lower operating earnings from the company's core businesses. Others pointed to Musk's comments that not only left open the possibility for further price cuts, but also failed to clarify Tesla's margin outlook. As Elon pointed out many times in the call, he doesn't have a crystal ball. Many analysts thought this was his way of dodging the question, but if you read between the lines, all that answer means is Tesla is going to do what's absolutely necessary in order to push volumes to customers. If that means cutting prices with interest rates at all-time highs, Tesla will do it. And since the Tesla team can't foresee all the pitfalls that might occur, you can be assured that Tesla will do whatever is necessary to push volumes to their maximum level. Cybertruck, meanwhile, continues to stir excitement among the Tesla community. Fans shared videos of the electric pickup truck in a different camouflage, creating a buzz. Separately, crowdsourced data on Cybertruck reservations showed 1.9 million pre-orders, giving rise to concern about Tesla's ability to ramp up production to meet that demand. On an earnings call, Musk said the demand for the vehicle was extremely high. The billionaire's mention of talks with an original equipment manufacturer for its self-driving software also generated buzz. Rivian analyst upbeat. Mizuho Analysis Vijay Rakesh issued a bullish commentary on Rivian. As EV sales ramp up, the Normal, Illinois-based EV maker is on track to exceed its full-year delivery guidance of 50,000 units. And with overall industry sales of EVs ramping well, Rakesh said he sees potential for Rivian to exceed its 50,000 delivery estimate for 2023. He also upped the price target for the stock from $27 to $30. After a strong start to the year, we see potential for strong auto sales momentum, specifically for EV, despite headwinds from a stretched consumer and high interest rates. If you build a vehicle better than the internal combustion engine, you will sell every single one of them. And Rivian is realizing that. Problem is, can they ramp up to any significant volumes to where they start making money off of these trucks? Nikola sells hydrogen production project. Struggling truck maker Nikola said it will sell its Phoenix Hydrogen Hub project to FFI. Added that FFI will bring the capital and resources required to fully develop the project. And the two are working toward a hydrogen supply agreement to support Nikola's Class 8 zero emissions trucks. Fisker to launch in India. Fisker confirmed this week that it will produce 100 Fisker all-electric SUVs for the Indian market. The company had established an office in Hyderabad in 2022. Ford goes aggressive with F-150 Lightning price cuts. Close on the heels of Tesla's announcement of the production of the Cybertruck, Ford slashed prices of all the trims of its rival offering, the F-150 Lightning pickup truck. Although the latter company attributed the cuts to factors that include the fall in input prices, analysts see this as a preemptive move ahead of the Cybertruck's launch. And I'm in the camp that they're not doing it because of the Cybertruck. They're doing it to price the F-150 Lightning competitively with its internal combustion engine counterpart. They need to see how cheap they can make this thing to get their current Ford customers to transition to the Ford F-150 Lightning. It'll be interesting to see if these price cuts have a similar effect that Tesla had when they reduced prices earlier in the year. If Ford can't increase their volume to meet their piddly production numbers with the F-150 Lightning, needless to say, they're going to have problems bigger than the Cybertruck launch.
Switching gears here and zeroing in a little bit on earnings season, which is kicking into higher gear this week. Investors eagerly awaiting results from big tech stocks. That's after the Nasdaq was dragged down by second quarter results from Tesla and Netflix last week. Tesla's recent pullback overshadows the company's beat on the top and bottom line. And it got downgraded this morning as well over at UBS. So interesting there. We're seeing those shares pull back in pre-market trading. Mark Newton is still with us, Fundstrat Global Advisors, head of technical strategy. Mark, we wanted to sort of dig into some specific names a little bit, and
Great.
Tesla is one of them. Obviously, it is of huge interest to people. So what's the setup look like after what we saw last week?
Well, look, Tesla has had an incredible rise. It's rallied over 100% just since the middle part of April. So it's difficult for stocks to go just in a linear direction straight up without any sort of correction. So it has gotten near-term overbought. There were some instances of, the stock price moving up, but momentum has not followed of late. So that's a technical concern that sometimes means that the stock might need to consolidate. So it hit $300, and recently we've seen a little bit of backing and filling in the last week. They've downgraded today. It's down to 256. So it's getting closer to an area where investors might want to consider buying dips technically. But, you have to realize that the stock is incredibly volatile compared to many other stocks. I mean, it turned negative last year. Elon Musk sold shares back in October, November. The stock literally got cut in half. It went down to almost 100. And so now here it is at 256. So still, a very, very good rally. And if anything, on an intermediate term basis, it's actually gotten a lot more bullish for between now and 2025, I would argue. But these are just near-term concerns on the stock being downgraded. So I tend to see the stock as short-term negative, but overall on an intermediate-term basis, it's still quite attractive to me.
You're motherfucking right. This kind of volatility for a company that is nearing $1 trillion in market cap is unheard of. While the stock continues to climb off of 52-week lows, it wouldn't take much to bring about a correction in the stock and have it trend lower. But there are quite a few analysts out there that believe we are in the throes of a raging bull market at this time. Short term, things are looking pretty scary, but as our strategist has indicated, long term, Tesla is very attractive at these levels.
Yes, when you talk about a stock like Tesla that is so volatile,
Right.
and that sort of one guest we had last week called it a faith-based stock in terms on the part of its investors, is it harder to then do technical analysis on a stock like that, or is it less useful in any way?
No, I would argue the opposite. I mean, technicals really show signs of the stock emerging from breaking down in ways that the fundamentals might not always justify. And so it's really important to study momentum and trend analysis and volume. And, this can help to put investors on the right side of where the stock is going to go. I mean, we all hope that the stock goes higher in the long run. There's certain times when the technicals line up with the fundamentals. And recently, technicals have started to turn down in the short run. So all of those are important. And Tesla, as you said, it's a stock where everybody has this, they want to invest in a wonderful car and a visionary leader similar to those with Amazon and Apple and the others. And so, sometimes the stock doesn't always reflect what the fundamentals might say. And so that's why technicals are, incredibly even more useful during times like this.
Regardless of the technicals and the fundamentals, this stock in particular behaves like a disturbed beehive. I have no idea which direction the pain's going to come from. Case in point, I placed a put this morning off of my technicals and got burned for $200. Just like that. Do I throw my indicators out the window? No. All they are tools. I'm convinced that the wisest strategy would be a long-term situation. If you have money, buy the stock and hold it for 3+ years. You will not be disappointed with your return on investment. In conclusion, Tesla stock is volatile. There is no prediction on which way the stock is going to flow in the short term. You may be able to follow some broader market trends and assume that the stock is going to go higher, but there are any number of short-term landmines that Tesla could come across that could take the stock lower. Quite frankly, it's nerve-wracking. If you have the stomach for it, invest in Tesla. Just know it will go up and it will go down. That's all I got for you today. Be easy. Peace.